What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. Oh, gosh. This Diddy rabbit hole definitely goes deep. And I just wanted to talk about a few things. Now, I listened to some things that Tasha K shared on the app last night. And if you are not a subscriber and if you're interested, you can go over there and check it out. But she definitely has some information. I'm just going to put it like that. And the information is coming straight from the horse's mouth. And when I say horse, I am speaking of one of the men that Cassie referenced in her lawsuit that she was made to engage in acts with. And I will just put it like that. And it's a lot. I mean, even when Tasha was playing the audio, I could see her facial expressions. This stuff is just really, really extensive. Homeland Security raids were not for nothing. And the people, I wouldn't say who are making light of it, but the people who are trying to just speak because Diddy is a black man and trying to support him, I don't understand that logic. Or when they try to make comments like this, well, if it was a white man, would they be using all of the force that they used when they came into the compound or his home or his mansion or whatever? And I understand, like Misa Hilton, one of his son's mother, when she was making comments about the situation. It's like, I understand as a mother, you're trying to be protective of your child, and they're saying that they're going to be getting legal action going because of how much force she feels they used that may have been unnecessary against her black child. But I don't hear anyone speaking about, well, I don't want to say I don't hear anyone, but I don't hear a lot of people speaking about the fact that Diddy put everyone who was in his circle, and if those people that is in the circle are his adult children, he put them all in this position. Because I don't hear Misa getting upset to the fact that he wasn't there, meaning Sean Combs. He wasn't there, but her son was, and had laser beams pointed at his back and the other things that she mentioned, right? Where's the outrage for him not being there? And we probably can assume, no, we don't know, but we probably can assume that he definitely knew they were coming. But based on the information that the guy was sharing who is cooperating with Homeland Security, we've also seen the reports that Cassie is cooperating as well. And listen, I believe that Diddy absolutely was involved in the things that he is being accused of. And that, yes, there were higher ups of people that he was pretty much helping out to be able to live out their fantasies, if you will, like maybe older Caucasian men like the Harvey Weinsteins, not saying him, in the same way, but basically from the information that Tasha K shared on the app, Diddy has been he has been a crooked boss and record label executive, and the majority of the people that he has signed to his label, they have not had successful careers. But Diddy has been, based on the allegations, a glorified brand ambassador for Ciroc, which we know De Leon, they put that out there. And I spoke about that before. People saying he owned the company. No, he didn't own anything. He was a glorified brand ambassador, okay, marketing person that they used his face and his image and his popularity he had at the time to promote their products to Black people. Let's just be clear. They didn't use him to market to the others, if you will. They used him to promote to mainly African Americans and what they call the hip hop community. Okay. So all of this BS about, because he sued De Leon, that's why this is happening. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, seriously? Yeah, De Leon, they care about their money, but let's just be real. Let's just be honest. I don't believe that they have this type of power to go that deep as to try to put some things on him where Homeland Security would be coming to raid his homes, multiple homes, right? Because of a deal gone wrong and he accused them of being racist. And listen, there definitely may be executives at the company that are. I'm not saying that they're not, but I definitely do not believe this has anything to do with De Leon. And the suggestion that it does, I feel is absolutely ridiculous. It's just coming from the mouths of ignorant people like Luke, who I believe has had the enjoyment and pleasure of being at these freak off parties and the other situations that Diddy has had. He was talking all of this stuff, but when he was asked about him being at the parties, I left early. Okay, suddenly you have morals to take it off, pop that coochie, which we know the regular phrase was used in the uncensored, please. All of a sudden he had morals when it came to going to Diddy's parties. Get the heck up out of here. It's just absolutely ridiculous when people like him and others are out here trying to windmill for Diddy as if he didn't do anything wrong. And to say that they want to windmill for him, what about windmilling for all of the people that he took advantage of, not just in a sexual manner or things like that? What about all of the people that were signed to his label that have fell on hard times, that did not have a lucrative, successful career? But ultimately, he was able to profit off of these people. But ultimately, what was being alleged on the app when Tasha K was sharing the audio of the conversations that she had with one of the participants in these freak-offs is that Diddy was pretty much another JEPS, the man who mysteriously took his life when no one was watching in prison. He hadn't even been sentenced yet. Think about that. So, you know how JEPS was the facilitator as well as the participant in a big way with these younger women and taking advantage of them and them being pretty much slaves in a sexual manner, if you will, for old, decrepit, nasty, older, mainly Caucasian men like Prince Andrew. You know what I mean? So, and we don't even know all of the people, even though that list came out. I don't believe that list was all inclusive. And a lot of the people that were listed on that list, a lot of people, we're not familiar with them. If they were standing in front of us, we wouldn't know that was one of the people that was on the list. So Diddy and who he was, and in his popularity, he is being alleged to have been the facilitator as well as participant in a lot of these situations, getting the women for these nasty, old, rich men that were pretty much propping up his lifestyle. But let's just be honest. Yeah, he may have been getting propped up by these people and getting paid by them. But if he was getting paid so much, which he probably was, why is he like $100 million in debt and has like 8 mortgages on his homes or whatever the number is? It probably is a combination because of how wild, loose, and lascivious he's been living. he isn't one that's, pretty much working with a budget, right? Okay. It's just like living like there's no tomorrow. And so for the people who get upset with those who are discussing the situation, who believes he's guilty, who wants to see him be punished for the crimes that he has committed, why get upset with these people versus getting upset with him for not living the upstanding life? Because the thing about it is, this is where greed takes you. This is where greed takes people. When you have that spirit of greed, it can really take you over the line to do things that are just not normal. And so you want to have sex with any and everybody that you can. So we know, or we've been told, it has been put out there that he's been wanting all the men and the women that he could screw, right? And even if he was paying these people, it's like the greed of it all. He is a man who is going to be knocking on 60 here soon. Never settled down. Like, you know what I mean? Never settled down, has all of these children with all of these different people. You're having allegedly sex with all of these different people. Shoot, it may have been some animals in there somewhere. I don't know, like the Ernesto situation that was claimed and alleged. I don't know. But when you are greedy like that, there's really no limits to how far you would go. And so if he had just lived a life where he wasn't about greed and he wasn't taking advantage of all of these people that he had signed to his label and he was working with and all of those other things, and then, all of the other things that have come either during and after those years, he wouldn't be in the position that he's in. It's his choices that got him here. It's not the Black community trying to take him down. It's not the Black community trying to destroy a billionaire like whoever said that bull crap. It's just ridiculous. How about you think, because this is how I feel, this is just my personal opinion. How about you think about it in a way as to not so much God, because I'm not one of those people that believes that just because somebody has been able to obtain fame and a lot of money and riches, it's not really wealth. It's just money. It's riches. Because if you die in the next 5 minutes, you can't take it with you. And you have no control over what happens to it while it's here. Even if you leave your will, your last will and testament and all of that other stuff, anything can happen. I'm just saying, what about you think about it like this? I have been able to obtain all of this money. They do some things that are supposedly charitable, but they're ultimately doing those as tax write-offs and tax shelters. It's not because they're really wanting to help other people and help their quote unquote community. But maybe if you thought about it in that way and you were able to obtain all of these riches and all of this access and resources and visibility, you use a good chunk of that to be more supportive to other people so that they could have a leg up. Because I do believe that a lot of the reason why the world is the way that it is, and I say the world, but let's just focus on the United States. There really should be no reason why anyone should be living on the streets. Now, if somebody just chooses to be there, that's another situation. And there's a mental issue going on there, or multiple mental issues. But not saying everyone should be or would be a millionaire, but most people that we consider billionaires or know to be billionaires, they got there by stepping on the necks and backs and taking advantage of a lot of other people to get there. It's so unbalanced, where not saying they should be out there giving money away, but really helping other people so that they could just be able to work and live a decent, normal, regular lifestyle where they could afford to pay their bills. And if they wanted to be able to buy a home, if they wanted to be able to purchase a couple of vehicles or whatever, I'm just, and I might be going off on a little bit of a tangent, but when I hear people having outrage for an alleged billionaire that he could be losing it, maybe if he lived differently and he used his resources differently, he wouldn't be in the position that he's in where, oh, I'm just thinking about his children. Nobody's really thinking about his children. Did he think about his children? And see, that's why I don't have any sympathy for him. And I don't have any sympathy for the people who have sympathy for him. It doesn't make any sense. Feeling sorry for his children, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for his children. I'm not saying that they deserve to go through what they're going through, but these are things that he should have thought about. I feel sorry for the people who are struggling to pay their bills and they have children. I feel sorry for the people who are struggling in health struggles, can't afford health insurance, can barely afford medication, and then they have children. I feel sorry for those people. Like, there's a laundry list of people that I could say that I feel sorry for and I'm praying for. But Diddy and his children, they're not in that category. They're not. There are repercussions for the actions that we take. And I just believe that this is his time. And if he wanted to be out here living the JEPS lifestyle and thinking that with his melanated self, that ultimately he would not be seeing the same outcome, not saying that he's going to take his life or he's not going to be living anymore. But shoot, if they finally got JEPS because he was helping higher ups and he was getting off, like if you read about it, there's a lot that he did. And there's a lot that people who gave him grace and oh, well, okay, you'll serve 30 days, but you only have to check in at night. During the day, you can be released. Like, what kind of crazy stuff is that? It's a lot that has gone down when it comes to the JEPS situation. But he couldn't think that JEPS was going to not get away and then he would skirt by, right? So it's like, yeah, he may get by, but you're not getting away from it. And so this is bigger. This is so much bigger than anybody can think. I was blown away. And honestly, what the guy was sharing that was speaking out on the audio on the Tasha K app, it really was a lot. I encourage you, if you have not subscribed to the app, to go and subscribe. Listen to the audio. I really don't believe that's information that's going to be put out on YouTube because it really is a lot. So I don't think that is any information that anyone who doesn't have access to the app will hear, at least for now or anytime soon. And the guy, he said he's one of the regular freak off participants that Diddy hired to have sex with Cassie, and that Cassie is cooperating with the feds. She's cooperating with Homeland Security. And listen, it's over for Diddy. It's over. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly. I really would love to know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you heard the conversation that the guy was having. Let me know how you feel about Cassie cooperating. And how do you feel about these people who want to be in defense of Diddy and not knowing that this is his own doing? And Ciroc and DeLeon have absolutely nothing to do with it. So guys, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.